Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and welcome to this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new, WIP stands for Work in Progress. In this case, my current WIP is a diamond painting that I'm gonna see if I can make some progress on today. And chat, well, I'm gonna chat your ear off for the next hour or so. So feel free to grab a project to work alongside me, grab a cup of coffee, grab a snack, or maybe I'm keeping you company while you're out and about. Whatever you're up to, I'm just looking forward to spending some time with you today. Like I always do on Monday mornings, it's Sunday evening and I am sitting down just ready to move into the upcoming week. And even though it's summer and time is meaningless and all the days just flow together and I don't know what day it is, it's still, this marks the end of the weekend and lets me put some structure on these really chill summer days. So let me share what I'm going to be working on and with you. What I'm going to be working on is this kit called Stars and Whiskers. I'm trying to grab the artwork here for you. Or it's in Spanish originally by Daria LV Fox. It's from Diamood. More about them in a minute. But this is the original artwork. And I split the whole thing into 6 rows. I completed the top 2 rows and we're starting on this next section that's right over here-ish. And I spy some color blocking, and there's been very little of that in the top 2 sections. They've just been this like space, nebulous, lots of confetti color changes thing going on here. And so I'm really interested to see what it's like to get into some color blocking, a little bit more structure. I'm sorry for yawning. I did not sleep well last night. More on that later too, because last night filming videos, that whole situation was rough. Like it was not great, but here we are. It's a new evening. I'm going to be starting the 3rd row of this one with you guys, and yeah, slow progress on this one, but glad to be spending some time on it with you today. Accessories wise, I grabbed this pen. What I did is I went through my pen collection, was like, what are some shops or some pens that I just feel like I haven't touched in way too long? So this is from Madwood Turning. I believe they're still open. I think I saw a post from them recently. They do a lot of pens that are in this style where it's wood at either end, and then they do like fun details and charms and stuff in the middle. This is a pink dragon. You know I had to have it. I have a few pens from them, and I'm sorry I'm gonna yawn again. They're just really, they're really pretty, little works of art. So they're located overseas. If you're a U.S. resident, they're international compared to you. This minder, I just thought was really funny. I was like, again, digging through some accessories I haven't used in a while. This I think was from Galloway's Gallery. And this tray is from Cat Proof, which I thought was just too perfect because this is a cat canvas. And then speaking of cats, I decided to go with Putty from Diamond Painting, Putty by Cat. Cat also, she has a YouTube channel, I believe. That's the same cat, right? Yeah, she's really sweet. Yeah, Crafting Cat UK. You can see at the bottom. Oh, it's not wanting to focus there. This is in Sweet Strawberry Sherbet. And then I'm going to be using this wax in my single placer from Pure Bliss Wax Company. So let me clean out the putty in this one so I can load it up fresh. And the past couple of weeks with me doing kitting up in my WIP and Chats, I haven't been diamond painting in those, obviously. It's just been kitting up. And these WIP and Chats are often like when I go ahead and change out my putty. And so I'm finding myself going, why is my putty not as sticky? Oh, it's because I haven't had that built in like once a week kind of changing out my putty more regularly. Also, if you find yourself struggling with soft putty issues in the summer weather, that's really, really common. I have found, is this one bent? I think this one might be slightly bent. I'm starting to bend my multi-placers lately, and I don't feel like I'm getting Hulk smash with my placers, but that, yeah, it doesn't seem to be as level as it used to be. I don't know what's going on. Am I just more stressed lately? Am I taking it out on my multi-placers without realizing it? My gosh. Okay, anyway, if you're running into your putty being soft, just know that you're not alone, and also know that it's okay to be really frustrated by it. I have a couple of suggestions for you. You can pop your putty in the fridge and I need to put this on the harder surface, hold on. You pop your putty in the fridge and kind of see if that helps reset the formula. I know Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights had a whole thing where she tried adding cornstarch to her putty to make it less soft and less sticky. I am hesitant to tell you to do that. One, because I've never done it myself. And two, because I would just be so hesitant to do that with like a small shop putty that I'd bought and think like that could completely ruin the formula of it. Like if you add too much, I don't think there's any going back. I could be wrong, but I just think like once you add a certain amount, it's like, well, now it's just unusable putty. The other suggestion I might have is just trying to find putties that are a little bit less sensitive to heat and climate changes, like heat and humidity. Putties that I've had the best luck with, actually Crafting Cat UK's do well. Abby's diamond painting putty, but they, I believe, have closed up shop. And then honestly, one of my ride or die putties since 2020 is Randa's Crafty Corner. And that putty is one of the most just solid putties regardless of climate or anything that I've personally ever worked with. So highly recommend, especially if you're in the States, Randa's Crafty Corner putty. But if you're international or if you're doing some shopping internationally, Crafting Cat UK is a great option. And then in the winter months, I feel like you end up having a little bit more in the way of options just because otherwise softer putties tend to behave a little bit better. But, let's see, 6.5 minutes. That's a new record. Especially compared to last night, but oh my gosh, more on that in a little bit. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. Normally I would spend some more time at the beginning just sort of chatting more casually about my kit and diamond painting things in general. We'll go back to that. I just need to fuss for a second and just be real honest about the absolute nightmare that was trying to record some videos yesterday evening. And it was mostly because of, frankly, our neighbor's dog and being in very rare form and me being extremely frustrated because I had multiple videos that I needed to film, and one of which I knew was going to take me longer to do. And it was just a disaster. I was so frustrated by the end of it. And I'm sure that some of that came through. My Halloween make market video went up today. And then I also had a Star Wars sneak peek go up today, which not originally intended that way. That part is my fault. I had forgotten that the Star Wars release was happening on Monday instead of Wednesday. And so I was all set and excited to film this Michael's Make Market video and all geared up and ready to have that video for you guys today, Sunday. And then was like, oh shoot, I also have this sneak peek that needs to go up. So I thought I can have this Make Market video go up a little bit early, and I'll have the Star Wars one go up a little bit late because I don't even know when it's going to preview anyway, and it'll be completely fine. Oh, let me fix the focus a little bit here. And so I knew it was going to be a long evening of recording videos anyway. But it was really, really incredibly not helped when our neighbor's dog started howling starting around 7 p.m. We don't finish really putting both our kids to bed until it's usually 9:30 because our oldest is old enough now that he goes to bed a little bit later. And so it's like I had everything set up so I could start right away and everything. But then it was like the howling started around 7, and you guys, it went until well after midnight. And really, sometimes it was just like every 10 seconds, howl, 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 pause, howl, 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 pause. And look, I'm someone that I try to be very flexible and just kind of work around things and whatnot. But there's something about just sort of never knowing when your flow is going to be interrupted. Even if I just film through it, it's so distracting for me to be able to ignore. I like almost can't help not only acknowledging it, but just sort of I hear it and I can't distract my brain super easily from it. And it was so frustrating. So I was trying to work around that. And then my husband, bless his heart, like he was dealing with major allergies yesterday and was like sniffling and coughing up a storm. I should have just had him go upstairs like I did for this video today. I was like, can you just... He's like, of course, like I'll go upstairs. I really didn't realize it was causing an issue or that they'd even be able to hear it. And I was like, yeah, you can hear it pretty well. And just as someone that has a lot of auditory sensitivities, I was feeling very hyper aware of it all. And so I ended the evening just feeling so incredibly frustrated, and it did drive me to the point of finally going ahead. And I feel so terrible and guilty even saying this, and I feel like a huge like diva, high maintenance, but I did go ahead and report. I did put in like a report with our HOA about it. I know some of you are probably like, just go talk to the neighbor. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that, because it just could, I don't know, I feel like it's really a lot better if this can stay anonymous. And our HOA is not ridiculous and overzealous. It's possible the HOA is going to come back and respond and be like, too bad, so sad to me. I have no idea. But they're not going to like immediately be like, you have to get rid of your dog. Like they're probably just going to send them a letter. Like that's what the policies are and stuff. Like an FYI, hey, this is causing problems. And I understand somebody would be like, just talk to your neighbor. It's like, and I'm not, I can't do that right now. I really can't do that. So I don't think that they're bad people, even though I don't personally understand why you leave your dog outside for hours. I don't understand how it doesn't bother you, and they have small kids too. I don't get it, but I still don't think that they're bad people. I don't. I've talked to them plenty. They seem very, very nice, and they would probably be receptive, really, if I said something to them. But I am in an extremely non-confrontational place in my life right now, with just a lot of different stressors and things that I have going on, just personally. And I know that's a me problem, but this is just how I'm handling it. And many of you have told me in past videos when I brought this up and brought up how this is such a stress point that like you should say something, you could report them, you could, even like non-emergency line. It's like, well, at least we live in an HOA, and I don't think this is, going to cause any, like put anyone in any unsafe position or anything like that, And I mean, you guys, if you've been here for a bit, you know that I've been dealing with this struggle for months. But it was when I actually started to look at the clock and see how long this was going on that I thought, I think it just genuinely has exceeded well beyond what's reasonable to expect to accommodate. I asked Connor a couple of nights ago, I was like, hey, like, do you hear the neighbor's dog howling? Is it making you have trouble falling asleep? Because I'd asked him that before, and he had said no. He sleeps with a white noise machine in his room, but his window faces like the backyards of where we live, and so it's like he has to hear it, right? I think the white noise machine probably blocks out the vast majority of it, but because it seems like it's gotten worse the past few weeks, especially. Connor, he said he does hear it, but it doesn't stop him from falling asleep. And I'm just like, okay, well. And Micah, I have a hard time, because Micah is so speech delayed and some of his other special needs, it would be really hard to tell. It's really hard to communicate to him like that kind of question. But he seems to be sleeping okay. So, but it just still feels like it's gotten beyond what's reasonable, I think. So I said something. I hate so much to be that person, but and I don't think the dog is like, I don't think they're doing anything, bad to him. I mean, maybe leaving him outside is not the best. Like, I see them taking him for walks sometimes and stuff like that. I don't think they're bad people. This isn't working, right? So I'm going to be very anxious to see what happens once, the HOA office opens back up tomorrow. And I don't know how quickly they'll see and respond to this request, but I'm just going to be sitting on pins and needles, feeling very nervous about it for a while. So anyway, I said something, and I don't know. Maybe some of you think that I shouldn't, but I had to. It's just months. It's been going on for months. So that's that. Yeah, I just go ahead and let's talk about it. Let's go back to talking about the usual kinds of things I like to start off with in my WIP and Chats, which is just sort of what's the state of my WIPs? How am I feeling about this particular project? Well, I've made very little progress on it. Hence why I'm only just now starting the third row. That's for a couple of different reasons. Part of it is that I have been generally doing a lot less diamond painting the past several weeks because I strained, I think, my shoulder. I have physical therapy scheduled for, it's next week, like a week and a day from when this WIP and Chat will go up. I think, is it Tuesday or Wednesday next week? But it's on the calendar. I'm on their cancellation list, but have not been lucky enough to get a phone call saying that they've had a cancellation and I can come in sooner. So it could still happen this week, I suppose, but it hasn't happened yet. So I'm just kind of assuming it's going to be next week. And I'm very eager to get to actually see someone, have them take a look at my shoulder and diagnose what's going on. And maybe it's not my shoulder, I don't know. Just get a sense for what's going on and give me some exercises and other ways that I can work on healing it, strengthening and healing it. I have definitely noticed that doing less diamond painting is helping. Ice is helping a lot. I'm trying to remember to ice it a couple of times a day, especially at the end of the day. And just trying to be more aware of kind of my posture and my body when I'm sitting and diamond painting or even doing other things. And I don't know, I say right now it seems like it's helping, but then a couple of days ago I was like, I don't know that it's improved at all. So it's probably just not that linear of a process, but I don't know. I do think that diamond painting less, I think it would be worse if I were still diamond painting a ton. So I haven't been doing a ton of diamond painting. I haven't actually put any drills down on Eros and Psyche, which I kitted up with you guys last week, which I don't know. I wasn't totally ready to start it for some reason, even though I'm really excited to work on it. I wanted to make sure I finished my summer with a master's kit. So I spent a couple of days finishing that. I did the Make Market little size of Starry Night by Van Gogh. And so that's complete. I finished that a couple of days ago. Then did a section or two on this yesterday and done a section on it today. So I don't know. It's like I feel like I have a tiny bit of momentum with this project, so I want to stay on top of it because I otherwise have not had any desire to work on this one. And I know we talked about it a little last week, but the other main reason is not just my shoulder, but with at least this project, I just lost some of my excitement, kind of like took the wind out of my sails a little bit because I'm centering myself in this 1,000%. I forgot to put this out too. Anyway, hang out there. This shop announced that they're closing down. And they sent me a really, really nice email the other day because I had reached out to them just to check in and stuff. And it sounds like it's possibly temporary, but it's indefinite. And so I have a feeling this is going to be a permanent closure. It sounds like operating a small business in Spain in particular is really complicated. I just think that the market right now is so difficult for anything that's a luxury, unfortunately. So I don't know, maybe I'm too much of a pessimist right now, but I'm not expecting that they're going to reopen, which is so sad. That said, they are accepting orders through July 31st. So, you can place an order and they'll fill it. It works, I think, as a pre-order. So you would place the order and then they would fill it and it would get shipped as soon as they have it. And I think they said they are going to remain open for taking emails and that sort of thing too. And then I'm guessing once they have all their orders fulfilled, I don't know if they'll just stay open for customer service related things or not. I have to go back and reread what they wrote. But just knowing that they're shutting down, I just was like, well, darn it, like that's such a bummer. And a lot of the reasons that I work on pieces like this one are because I want to be able to actually complete a kit from a new to me small shop and be able to review them, share with you guys what the experience of working on a kit from them is like, so you can decide if you want to do any shopping. That said, I'm having a pretty good experience with working on this kit. Most of the square drills they've been really good quality. There's a couple of colors that are a little more trash prone, and some of these colors are more prone than I usually see with square drills to having pinprick holes in the top. And that's something I don't usually run into. So I was a little like, oh, that's weird. I haven't really seen that with square drills before. But that one kind of like bubbly a little bit. The render seems nice, and otherwise the material quality seems good too, like the canvas and stuff. The shop owners seem really, really sweet, and that's also a big bummer because I'm like, oh, they just seem like really, really nice people. And I feel like that is sometimes not always the case when it comes to small shops, and so that's also a bummer, just from a customer perspective. So I don't know, if you see some artwork that you love, it could be worth picking up. Like it's hard to give like a wholehearted 100% yes, just because I haven't fully completed this kit and I don't have like long-term experience with this company, but I'm like reasonably confident in recommending them. So if you see some artwork that you love, feel free to, I'll have this kit linked below, and then you can, browse their shop from there if you want. But yes, so that's part of the reason those are the reasons I haven't been diamond painting as much. I have been spending a lot of time on my other hobbies, which we talked about a little bit last week. And, but I am slowly, especially as I'm noticing it doesn't seem to the past couple of days be causing any additional pain to be diamond painting. It's like, okay, I'll keep dipping my toes back into the waters here a little bit and see if I can make some progress on my WIPs, because I'm looking ahead to, like, this week I'll probably have up my month in review of July, and it's like, oh, how much progress am I even gonna have made on my projects? But that's okay. It is what it is. And the important thing is that I'm just making sure I'm not further injuring my body in any way. This color blocking is so nice. Can I just say, this is delightful. Yeah, like this color is great. Very, very minimal trash. Like they're lining up great in the tray. There's a little bit, but not bad. Really not bad. So I've been feeling very much like this weird Summerween spirit, like Halloween and summer. Between Michaels putting out a ton of their Halloween decor and putting out their Halloween kits. And there was a whole thing this year that I don't remember from past years, but like Bath and Body Works did a whole dedicated Summerween release that with like special scents. And it wasn't just like, here's Halloween and summer. It was very specifically Summerween. And I was like, is this a thing? Everything gets commercialized at some point. But I was just like, I haven't heard of this one before. Now, I love me some fall scents from Bath and Body Works. Don't get me wrong. But I wasn't shopping because I was like, I don't have fun. I don't have that in my budget right now. But it was just interesting to see, like, it's July and Halloween is everywhere. We've got August, September, October. We have a few months, but I feel like if there's any Halloween kits at Michaels you're really wanting from their Make Market drop, those I feel like are going to sell out. Of any of their seasonal launches, Halloween is what people seem to get the most excited about. Christmas, like, yeah, but all their summer stuff, oh my gosh, they had so many of their seasonal summer diamond paintings still sitting there, and they were clearancing them out. So it's like, I don't know. I wonder if they'll do another summer drop, or if they're going to be like, nope, stick to Halloween and Christmas, the end. I have no idea, but the Halloween stuff is there. I did see, even after I filmed that video last night, and I checked when I was putting the description box on my video at like 3 a.m, because that's how rough last night was with doing these videos. It was 3 a.m, and I'm doing the description box for that particular video, and I looked, and there weren't any of these kits on the Michaels website yet, or the app that I was seeing. But it must have been like an hour after my video went up. I was fast asleep. I had a bunch of comments from people being like, they're on the website now. It's like, great, awesome. I'm very glad. But also, my video is now very out of date. I'm always make a point with stuff that I'm like, this could change. I'm always like, as of the time of this filming, this came back. I do this because I had some things like come back and really bite me in the butt like early on. in my YouTube days where I would just say things like with my whole chest and confidence, and then a small shop would change the manufacturer, or a brand would do something like totally different. I'm quite sure that in some of my videos that had Joann's related stuff, I said at some point, Joann's isn't going anywhere. R.I.P. Joann's. But now I'm just, I don't know. The average understanding, gracious person is just going to inherently understand that like things can change over time. But I got flack. I got a lot of flack from people from a select few people on certain things over the years, and now I'm all overly cautious and worried about things. I know it's a me problem. I'm working on it. I'm in therapy, I promise. But now for things that I reasonably can expect will change, like the Michaels thing, it's like I'll just make sure I'm saying like it's as of right now, but they should show up soon. Well, they're there now, so happy shopping. So yeah, there was that. There was the Star Wars sneak peek, which that kit was really fun. All the individual characters are fun too, but I liked the kind of, it very much reminded me of like the VHS cover on like the copy of Star Wars that we had when I was growing up that we watched so much. Oh my gosh. And it's full of color blocking. So if that's your jam and you like Star Wars and you like that, go snag that this morning. I'm always so curious to see what's going to sell out. Those big panels sold out, but I don't know, from this release, I'll be interested to see. Really interested to see. Okay. Oh, static. I feel like cat-proof trays, I should grab like a dryer sheet and see if I wipe it down, if that'll get rid of some of the static. Something about them, I feel like it adds some static to my drills. Or maybe it's just this filament. I'm going to try just kind of, if I hit it with the dryer sheet, maybe that'll help a little bit. Dryer sheets help so much. They're like my go-to when it comes to kitting up and everything. All right, so what else has been going on? This was definitely a very, very, very heavy video week for me. I don't normally have this many videos go up in a week by any stretch. I tend to aim for 5 videos in a week. But with the Make Market release happening, if I would have known that my Michaels was going to have those kits, I just wouldn't have done a Saturday video at all. Between the Make Market release and then me completely forgetting about the Star Wars release, I think I had like 7 videos go up this past week, and that is not going to be a new norm at all. But I also feel a little bit bad because I'm like, for anyone that wants to watch the majority of my videos, like that's a lot to ask. As it is, I think 5 videos a week is a lot. When I started out on YouTube, it seemed like most channels were doing much more frequent videos, and that seemed to be also what was generally more popular on YouTube. And it's interesting. Now it seems like I don't know, there's kind of both. There's, at least outside of the YouTube or the diamond painting space, like some of the other kinds of genres that I follow, like booktube or commentary or video essay type channels, they're like 1, maybe 2 videos a week. But then like some other channels that are maybe more about like pop culture stuff, or like I really enjoy, it's Robert and he has a twin, James. I think James is his twin's name, and they both have like makeup channels. Well, Robert's is makeup and James is skincare. And look, I don't do very much with my makeup at all, and I'm trying to be better about skincare stuff, but they're just so much fun to listen to. I love their sense of humor, very stereotypical, like dry British sense of humor. But just like, they're so honest. They have just really real takes on things, whether it's makeup related or skincare related, or they also sometimes chat about drama in the makeup or skincare spaces and stuff, or even other things. So, but they do videos, I think, a bit more frequently. So it just, I don't know. I've kicked around the idea of going to doing fewer videos in a week, but I still just kind of enjoy a lot of the pace of what I do, and I feel like I have a lot that I do generally want to share. So I don't know though, as a viewer, I understand that this the responses to this will be skewed because you're already watching this video at least. But as a viewer, what do you prefer? Are you someone that's like, I wish that there were fewer, like I like channels where there are fewer videos, like maybe 1 or 2 a week? Or are you thinking like, oh no, just as much as you want to put out, I'll just watch what catches my eye? I don't know. I mean, there's an upside. I know a lot of the reason why some channels will do fewer videos in a week is because it gives them more time to spend on things like editing and writing out scripts and stuff for their videos and stuff. And not that I see myself doing scripts, but like part of the reason that my editing is so bare bones is because of just time, honestly. I don't know. I don't want to do like a huge shakeup, so no one get too nervous. But if you have thoughts that you want to share, even if it's, Katie, I just really hate everything about how you're doing your videos now, that's really fine. I would really be interested to hear your thoughts if you're interested in sharing them. Yeah. And thank you if you do, but no pressure. No pressure. Thanks for watching either way. So yeah, all this to say, this was a very heavy video week, but that's not going to be the new norm. For your sake and for mine. It was a busy, well, the other thing that made yesterday, Saturday busy was because it was last weekend of the month, and last weekend of the month is when I do my live stream for a Patreon and YouTube memberships that are in that tier. And so that usually is a couple hours. And so yesterday, I think I just got very sleepy, like mentally and physically, from just spending a lot of time on camera, as it were. And so that probably led to some of my just sort of short-tempered frustration by the end of the day. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Today's a new day, and I'm delighted that, knock on wood, I've only had to pause once so far. The neighbor's dog has been pretty quiet. I don't know why I said the Q word. I know better than to say the Q word, because whenever you say the Q word, you're inviting all kinds of trouble. So whatever I've brought on myself for the second half of this video, yeah, I deserved it. Anyway. So, what else has been going on? What was I gonna say? I just completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, there I go. I said the Q word, and now I'm having a hard time focusing. So yes, that was kind of the weekend. It was a pretty low-key weekend overall. We did I took the kids and the dog out for a walk yesterday afternoon just to get them out of the house. We've been really lucky that July this year has been incredibly temperate compared to past years. It's been a high of like the low 80s Fahrenheit this week, which last year, I remember this specifically because of taking Connor to this same VBS program that he just did this past week. I took him to the same VBS program last year, and because it's such a large scale kind of production, I have to park kind of far away and walk. And I remember last year it being so incredibly hot that stuck out to me. Now, I'm overly heat sensitive, to be fair, as well. But that really stuck out to me. But then this year, it's felt very, like, no big deal. Like, oh, it's nice out. It's not bad. But last year, it was like, it's in the 90s, going up to the hundreds. This is, I think, that drill's sitting weird. I'm going to grab a new one for that spot. So it was nice to just go for an afternoon walk. We also, we have this, we had signed up for this annual membership to Chuck E. Cheese that my mom got for the kids as like a Christmas gift last year, and we hadn't used it in a little while. And it's like they get so many points to use each day, and it basically adds up, like you can split it between the two of them, and it adds up to about an hour. Like we get to play games at Chuck E. Cheese for an hour, and by the time it's over, the kids are like really, like we're all kind of ready to head home. It's like the perfect amount of time. They can go redeem some tickets for like a little pack of gummy bears or like a little toy or something. And then we head home. It works out perfectly. So we did that today, and the kids were really excited to go because we hadn't gone in a while. So the novelty was back. I think we had gone so often that they were kind of like, it's a lot of the same stuff. And not that we're not grateful, but like, I don't know, they weren't like asking to go or excited to go. So we just took some time off and then they were excited to go today. And so it made for a pretty chill weekend, because of that. And then me sleeping in today after being up really late last night. And I even grabbed a nap this afternoon. I was like, Adam, I'm gonna need a nap. I don't know if you guys are nappers. I know some people are like, I can't take naps. Either my body won't let me sleep during the day, or if I take any kind of nap, I'll never fall asleep at night. But I am like a professional napper. I'm proud of it. And Connor, it's so funny. He definitely inherited it from me, where if, as a kid, if I were in the car for very long, like especially if we hit the highway, I would fall asleep almost certainly. And Connor has definitely inherited that. We drove down to Oceanside earlier in the week to spend a day with Adam's parents. Well, just Adam's dad. His mom was out of town, so we were going to spend a little time with him. And of course, Connor fell asleep on the drive down. Micah is not one that falls asleep in the car unless he's just absolutely exhausted or he's sick, and so he will just stay up and chat the whole time, the whole drive down. But yeah, Connor snoozed away. But no, I'm definitely a nap person during the day. I'm like, just give me an hour and I'll be very, very functional. I'll be able to actually have a good rest of my day. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of going into these very quiet summer months ahead. Month, I should say. The kids have about a month before they start back to school. It's kind of insane to me to think that July is coming to an end. I don't really know where the month went. I know we lost like 2 weeks of it to Micah being sick. Like, it felt like that just really was all that was happening for a couple of weeks there. He thankfully is feeling much better and got to go back to summer school for the last week and a half of it. But yeah, where did July go? I don't understand where summer is going. And back to school has been out at stores like, Target and Walmart for like a few weeks now. Like it's there. It's waiting to go shopping. So I'm like, I guess I gotta get some school supply lists and start looking at getting the kids their stuff for school. So yeah, I don't know where the time goes at all. But the next month the kids don't have anything like scheduled. Like summer school is over. The like VBS camp type things that we had Connor in for a couple of weeks, like there are no more of those really happening between, well, they don't really do those like in August. It's kind of like that's, unless you're doing a whole like day camp daycare type situation, with that's not what we're looking for. It's like there just isn't really anything out here. I know some school districts start up earlier than ours does. We start kind of late. We start and end kind of late. But yeah, so we're going to be probably spending a lot of time in our swimming pool. There's one day this week we're planning to go back down to Oceanside. There's like a railroad museum, like a train museum down there. And both our kids are really into trains. And so we think that they'll really enjoy that. And then we'll, spend some time with Adam's parents while we're down there. And then my mom is going to be coming out for a visit here in a couple weeks, and we're really looking forward to that. We'll, I'm sure, do plenty of really fun things with her while she's here too. So yeah, just enjoying our summer days together, family time. And I don't know, what are you guys doing with your summer days? If you're someone that gets a summer break, and even if you're not, are there any fun things that you've been enjoying doing with your summer so far? I did have a huge sigh of relief from this past week. I am sure that I've mentioned in here a couple of times about some major stress that I was having about whether or not our insurance renewal was going to be approved. And because like every year you have to submit like some new paperwork for it, and we've now been on it for a year. And so it was like our renewal was up. I had submitted all of this paperwork a month and a half ago. Our renewal date was I think it was the end of July, and I don't know. I kept checking back in on the website because you can like log in and see what the status is, and it just kept saying we've received all your documents and someone will be reviewing it shortly. Well, it's been saying that for almost a month and a half, and I wasn't sure. I couldn't seem to find this information anywhere. It was also very stressful. I couldn't seem to figure out if our insurance was going to be up at the end of July or at the end of August. Like, it said when our effective date was, but it didn't say when it was hypothetically going to be up if it, if we weren't approved or anything like that. And so I had finally decided, this week I was like, okay, in case it's going to be the end of July, and also because it's been so long, I was like, if I haven't heard anything by this past week, I was like, I'll just go in and talk to someone. It's like impossible to get someone on the phone. So I just went down to, there's a local social services office that is relatively new, and I feel like a lot of people don't know it's there. And so it's, knock on wood, like it's never been that busy when I've gone. I still end up spending a ton of time there. It still feels like it takes a really long time just to sort of get stuff done. But when I say it's not that busy, like there's just not that many people in the waiting area. Like there's usually just a couple other people at most. And I'm sure if I went to a different location, it would be a different situation. So that's why I'm like, I'm going to this one. So I went in, they were able to get me, there's only one other person in the waiting room, they got to me even quicker than I was expecting, even taking that into account. And, so they called me up and they're like, hi, how can we help you today? And I just said, I'm just checking to see if like our Medi-Cal renewal, if it's looking like it's going to be processed soon. I just said, I keep looking on the website and it just keeps saying it's been received. But, I just wanted to see if it was looking like it was if we can move that process along. Is there anything else you need? And if nothing else, can you tell me when our current, year or whatever, or what we currently have is going to be up? And so she's like, okay, let me take a look for you. And she just pulls it up and she's like, oh, I can see right here, we sent out your notices yesterday and a new renewal date is next year. And I was like, oh, so it's been approved? She's like, yeah, you're good. I was like, oh, okay. And then I'm thinking, I'm not going to cry in front of this caseworker. I'm not going to cry in front of this caseworker, because I just was so relieved. Because this was a big source of stress, there would have been a lot of difficult implications if we wouldn't have been approved. I think that the kids, because the thresholds are different for like kids versus adults. So I think our kids still would have had coverage, but like I have physical therapy on the calendar for next week that I really need to be able to go to, and other various things, like even just sort of my anxiety medication that's covered because of insurance, things like that having to pay for these things out of pocket would have been we would have had to make some difficult choices just because of what our situation is right now, that we are, I promise, trying to do everything we can to remedy and overcome, but stuff is just really, the job market is it's bad. And I try not to talk about it too much here. I really don't, but I just wanted to, because I've been mentioning this source of stress with our insurance situation a lot. I wanted to offer an update that we got good news, and I am so relieved, especially for my kids, honestly. Just having the security of insurance coverage is huge. So thank you for all the positive thoughts that you guys have been sending about that. And yeah, so positive and quick experience at a social services office. Who knew? So that was some happy news this week. I made some cookies this week, and I'm mentioning this because it's been a long time since I've really done much in the way of baking. I used to bake a lot. My mom, I feel like baking cookies is just, it's her thing. Around Christmas time, she makes like a dozen different kinds of cookies, and of each of those kinds of cookies, she makes dozens of those. It's just one of the best things. It's something she's known for. I feel like it's her love language. And I used to bake just a lot more in general, and haven't really as much. I feel like especially since, like 2020, I feel like there's just a lot that I sort of lost joy in from that sort of time of life. But I just kind of, I don't know, I had a hankering the other day where I was like, what sounds really good? my mom's no-bake cookie recipe. And I mean, it's been so long since I've properly baked that I was like, I don't even know, like, do I even have like a bag of sugar that's still good? I'm sure I don't have any cocoa that's still good because it's been years since I've made these. Do I even have cocoa? Probably not. Various things. I was like, I know I have vanilla, some other little things. So I like went to the store and picked up a couple of things, and I made some no-bake cookies. And you guys, it was fun to make them. And I was surprised at how, after I don't know how many years, so many things about the routines that I'd have, the little like ways that I'd have to save time or whatnot, came right back to me. And that was really fun. I was like, oh yeah, I really did used to do this a lot. I used to bake a ton, and like I miss it, and I'm glad that I did some more of it again. So that was really fun. I just really hit that camera. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. I'm going to fix it. Like I even at one point had gone ahead and just packed away my KitchenAid mixer like last year because I was like, it's just taking up a ton of space on my counter. I don't remember the last time I've baked something with my KitchenAid mixer. Like when my mom is here, sometimes there's a couple of recipes she makes that involve using the KitchenAid, and we'll just bring it out. But I used to bake more. Nothing fancy at all, but like just cookies and stuff from time to time, So, anyway, it was just kind of fun to be like, oh, do I have that bug back? Now, I'm not really someone that enjoys cooking, but baking, that's more my jam. I like that baking is a science, and it's if you follow the directions and get the right combinations of ingredients, it's gonna, barring, things that just happen, it's gonna turn out a lot more reliably the same each time compared to cooking, which is more of there can be more improvisation with cooking, and that's, I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm a creative person, and that ties into why cooking isn't something I enjoy as much as baking. So I don't know, maybe I'll get more back into it. Maybe I'll make some Christmas cookies this year for once. I don't know, but rediscovering some joy and some hobbies and things like that has been it's been a good feeling. It's been things like just rediscovering video games and really enjoying being into those again. And I don't know, there's something that feels very healing about it, or maybe sort of indicative of some kind of healing that's taking place. I just feel like so much about everything that happened in 2020 and beyond was so very traumatizing for a lot of us, in ways that maybe we don't even fully grasp. And I don't know, this just, for some reason, I feel a connection there and feel like this is something it's tying into some kind of healing for me. So I don't know, I'm enjoying it. And I have delicious cookies, so that doesn't hurt either. Adam was like, the other day when I started baking, he's like, what am I smelling? What are you doing in the kitchen? It's like, I'm making cookies. Like, you're what? It's like, yeah, I'm making cookies. No bakes, get ready. So good, so delicious. My mom, kind of her sort of signature touch, what she kind of does to make it her own, is she actually adds coconut to her no-bake cookies. And, no-bake cookies typically are like chocolate, peanut butter, and oats are the main things in it. But she adds some coconut, and that just adds, like, not a super powerful flavor, but like the texture is really good. So if you're looking for something to try a little bit different, I did post the recipe in the Crafters Den Discord earlier because my friend Natalie had asked, she's like, is that a secret recipe or can you share it? So I did post it in the recipes channel over there. I generally try to have that Discord server linked in my WIP and Chats because I mention them a lot. It's a very chill, relaxed crafting community. I do understand that Discord can be super overwhelming. Pro tip, top tip, is as soon as you join a server, especially if you're new, immediately go over to the settings and turn off all notifications, because otherwise you will, I think it's like, I don't know if it's a Discord default or what, otherwise you're going to get notifications for every message that someone sends in every channel. And in a busy Discord server, that is so overwhelming. I would just immediately uninstall that app and be like, nope, not for me. Can't do it. Overstimulated, overwhelmed. Never going to keep up. But just turning off the notifications completely, then you're not going to be overwhelmed by those. And you can just open up the server and kind of click around to channels or places that catch your interest, and it's not as overwhelming. And that's just not just for the Crafters Den Discord, but like any Discord server, really. So anyway, the recipe's over there if you guys wanna see it and make it. How are we on time? Okay. Let's see. Thank you for sharing about your hobbies in last week's WIP and Chat. It was really fun to read all of your comments and hear what you guys enjoy doing outside of diamond painting as well. Fun to hear that there are lots of other gamers in here. I did start the second Mass Effect game, and my gosh, look, I enjoyed replaying the first Mass Effect game, but as soon as I started Mass Effect 2, it was like, oh, this is still light years better than the first one, just in terms of the story, the gameplay, the graphics. I am loving every second of being immersed back in this world, and the like sassy banter, the different characters, like it's such a rich and delightful world to explore. So highly recommend. And yes, someone asked if I had played Dragon Age, because that's also made by BioWare. I actually played the Dragon Age games before I played Mass Effect. I played, I think, the first 2 Dragon Age games, and I enjoyed those games so much, and like the dialogue and the choice mechanics and stuff, that I was like, is there more of this somewhere? And I think it was Adam had played some of Mass Effect. He's like, I think you would like this one too. I think we were just dating at the time. I don't think we were even engaged yet. And maybe, what was the timing of that? Anyway, doesn't matter. So yes, I started with the Dragon Age games, but I've heard lots about Baldur's Gate 3, but I haven't, like, I need to look into just sort of how in depth the mechanics of that game go, because Adam tried to play the second Baldur's Gate, I think he said, and he was like, it was like every 5 seconds he said he had to go into like the settings to like fuss with things in the middle of like a battle, and he was like, it just wasn't fun. It's like, I need to look into a little bit more and not just take his word for it. And that was the second game. He's like, maybe the third game's different. It's like, I have a ton of friends that play this game. I could just ask them. But that one is on my radar, among others that you guys mentioned. So thanks for the suggestions on games to play and stuff too. As far as, also, I was just going to say, I think the other reason I'm feeling a little bit lighter, but between having the good news with our insurance situation and just enjoying summer things with the kids, I also just have felt very, very blessed this week. There have been a few different just sort of very random acts of kindness that have come my way sort of very unexpectedly, and I really, really love when I'm able to do that for other people, when I'm able to just do something small to help brighten someone's day or whatnot. And I was really just struck by being on the receiving end of that this week in a couple of ways. And it's given me all the warm fuzzies, but just giving me a lot more, I don't know, just sort of appreciation and thankfulness for the good people that are in this world. And it also just reinvigorates me to want to try to, I don't know, bring some light and positivity to others as much as I'm able to as well. And just know that like even the smallest gestures can really, really, really make a big difference to someone when they're having a difficult time. And even just you guys watching my videos, like that's super uplifting to me too. So thank you so much for doing that. So yeah, just warm fuzzies from the week. As far as quick kid and pup dates, Micah, I guess I kind of already gave you these, but Micah finished up summer school and is being his usual silly self, and is finally, that cough is gone. So I think it was just kind of lingering from whatever virus he had. Connor has been so hilarious this week. Yesterday and today especially, the sass is real with this kid. And I said something to Adam tonight after we put him to bed, and his super sassy remark to Adam, I was like, 10 might be my new favorite age. Like, this is amazing. I love his sense of humor so much. So I was while I was doing my Patreon live yesterday, I was chatting with them a little bit about how I was looking up some YouTube videos to see if I could hypothetically trim my own hair. I was like, I just want to chop like 4 inches off my hair, and I just don't want to go in and pay someone to do it. Like, that's not something I want to be spending money on right now. That's not like in the budget. So I was like, how hard could it be? I was like, I'm looking up YouTube videos to see, is there a way that I could maybe do this that I'm not going to have to then go crawling back to a hair person to be like, can you fix this for me? I tried to cut my own hair. And then Connor, who I didn't realize was like even listening in from the other room, goes, yeah, Mom, step 1, don't. And Adam and I we died. We just started laughing. It was so unexpected and so out of nowhere, because I think that's the real thing with this is not Connor's usual MO. This is like, this level of smart sass is new, and I love it. And it's not like disrespectful. Like, it's all in good fun, like teasing each other. That's the dynamic we have as a family. But I just had the biggest giggle fits. Like, I was dying. It was so funny. And Connor absolutely loves whenever he makes us laugh. And so he thought that was amazing too. Like, he didn't realize that was also what was funny. He didn't realize how funny that was. He was just, he was trying to be silly, but anyway. And then tonight, like 24 hours later, he decides to hit Adam with the sass. And Adam was like telling some kind of silly story about something as we're like finishing up, like tucking Connor into bed. And Connor just kind of, there's a pause, and Connor just blinks and goes, he sings the song from Frozen. He goes, for the first time in forever, Dad finally made a point. And Adam and I just started dying. Adam had to like take a minute to just like absorb the burn. And I about fell on the floor laughing. It was so funny because it's so unexpected, because he's like, this level of sass is so new from Connor. We were dying laughing, and Connor just absolutely loved it. I don't know where this even came from. So Connor's just, I love it. I love it so much. This is so much fun. So kids sass, man. A lot of very different kinds of silly stories I get to share with you guys now compared to when I started on YouTube 5 years ago, and it was like, oh, he's 5, he's so cute. Now it's like he's 10 and he's so sassy. And then pup date, I think we can go ahead and say that Scout is housebroken. He has not had an accident, and it's been a while now, aside from the excited piddles when Adam's parents come over. And otherwise, he hasn't had an accident inside. So that is wonderful. And he's almost exactly 6 months old. He's going to turn, we think, based on when we think his birthday is, we think he's going to turn 6 months old this week. So that's great. He's also doing well. We've had a couple of times this week where we had to leave him in his crate during the day, and he did great with that. So crate training is going really well, and he's not having like negative associations with it or anything, it seems like. So, Scout's doing well. He's kind of a stinker. We're still running into issues with digging, and I'm still going to try some different things to mitigate. Like, he started to go after this like bigger, more well-established bush that we have out there, and I'm like, oh no. So now I'm really, really on him. I'm like, you can't dig that up. Like, that one is really well established. We're not going to be doing that. So I'm just trying to keep a close eye on him and try to redirect him. We play with him a lot. Like, we really try to engage with him and give him things to do and stuff. But I think that just digging instinct for him is really strong. As far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, reading wise, I had my library hold, my Libby hold come up for the audiobook version of Hero of Ages, so I need to actually start that already. Like, I just haven't been in an audiobook mood, but I think I'm about there. Maybe I'll start Eros and Psyche this week and then also start my audiobook at the same time. That could be fun. Maybe to do things at once. Watching, well, Nothing super exciting this week because a lot of my time that I would otherwise be watching something, I'm playing Mass Effect, like in the evenings and stuff. I kind of have my regulars, like I still watch Hydrosung stream on Twitch sometimes in the evenings just for background noise. I was watching a little bit of like Shadowhunters, like doing a rewatch on that one. And then, I did start poking around on YouTube to see like what other kinds of like Mass Effect videos people have done out there. And I did come across a channel with this guy that has like, so he has like 250 Mass Effect related videos. So I'm kind of poking around, see some of the like crazy, like obscure dialogue and like crazy choices you can make and stuff. Things that it's like, well, I would never do like, a Renegade playthrough. So getting to just see the video clips of it instead, it's like, oh, well, I can see how this would have played out if I would have done it this way. So that's what happens when I spend special interest. I'm like, is there a YouTube channel for this thing? Yes? Perfect. Okay, let's go. And then listening to, well, still lots of K-pop Demon Hunters. We're not sick of it. None of us are. Adam was even like jamming when we put on the soundtrack while we were driving down to Oceanside. We got through the whole soundtrack and I was like, yeah, this is catchy. So the kids like asked for it too. It was really cute. So they're into it. And Micah's latest favorite is he'll like go around and be like, you're my soda pop. He'll be like, my little soda pop. And the way he says it is really cute. So we're still big K-pop Demon Hunter obsessed over here. Now, as far as what I have coming up this week, videos wise, I will have a Pure Bliss Wax Company, their monthly box sneak peek, as long as UPS or USPS decides to actually deliver it on time. Fingers crossed. That should be this week. And then a month in review video probably. And I think a sneak peek from Diamond Art Club. We'll see. And if I have other gaps to fill, I might have this be a lighter week because I had such a busy week with videos this past week. Like maybe I'll just do 4 videos this week. I'm not sure. If I have other gaps to fill, I have other various like little unboxings and stuff I could do. So we'll see, but kind of the usual stuff over here. Just look forward to a month in review video where I kind of recap the different kits I've worked on in July and Pure Bliss Wax to see what they've got coming out in their monthly box this month too. So let's see if you made it all the way to the end of this video. How about your favorite emoji that has the color purple in it? Because we have had all these lovely shades of purple we've been working with today. So yeah, this color blocking has been nice. This section is going faster than most of the other sections I've worked on in this piece. This is delightful. I hope there's some more color blocking as we get down towards the bottom. Thanks as always for tolerating, if you're still here, for tolerating the howling in the background. I will probably report back unless it just like really blows up in my face, which I probably still will report back. I'm like half expecting they're not going to say anything to me. I don't know. I like the HOA. I don't know what they're going to do, but I will, if there's something to report back, I will report back. And hopefully this wasn't just completely uncalled for on my part, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, you guys. I hope you had a great weekend. I look forward to reading your comments just about how you're doing. Feel free to let me know what you were working on while we chatted today. And thanks for spending some time with me. I do weekly WIP and Chats on Mondays, so if you want to check back next Monday, I should be back here again. I also have a playlist that'll be linked below to all of my past WIP and Chats. If you just want to put it on and have some company, you can hit play. It'll just roll through all those videos. But I hope you have a great week, friends. Have a day and a week that is as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.